Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have to move to another F-16 squadron just because the Osan airbase runway has been destroyed. So I'm sitting on a different airfield, Gwangju. I'm going for the naval strike against some ships which are very far from the South Korea, so hopefully I'll be able to reach them. I have to fly very economically with the fuel just to be able to reach them. On the other side I'm carrying also some, I will show you later. So now let's go for the takeoff.
Avenger 1-1, request clearance for departure. Avenger 1-1, Gwangju Tower, position and hold, runway 20.
Gwangju Tower.
Avenger 1-1, Gwangju Tower, you are cleared for takeoff, runway 20, depart heading 290.
Avenger 1-1, Roger. Depart heading 290.
Avenger 1-2, Gwangju Tower, position and hold, runway 20.
I'm going to take off without the afterburner just to save as much fuel as possible. Maybe I should take some external fuel tanks with me, but
Avenger 1-2, Gwangju Tower, you are cleared for takeoff, runway 20, depart heading 290.
okay, let's fly to 290, which is, by the way, almost the way north, so I'm okay with that. One contact coming from the sea, very high.
Avenger 1-1, declare. Avenger 1-1, Gwangju departure, resume on navigation. Avenger 1-1, Sentry 4, contact is friendly.
Okay,
2, airborne. Sentry 4, be advised, hostile launch activity detected, bullseye 330, 120 miles.
I should be safe here in the south of the Korean peninsula. It's this south part here, and I'm going to fly all over this, I don't know, this sea, which is on the west from the Korean peninsula, somewhere to the seas which are west from the Pyongyang, so pretty far away from the South Korea. For this mission, for this naval mission, so naval strike mission, I'm armed with 2 JDAMs and 2 harms under my wings, just to be able to clear up my way. There should be some air defenses in the target area, so I hope I'll be able to destroy them. Okay, let's climb as fast as possible, maybe like this. I just need to save as much fuel as possible. Okay, let's use the jammers.
Avenger 1-2, music on. 2, music on.
I wonder who is flying here from the sea. 30,000 feet. Okay, it's AVAX. I can see on my RWR now, so AVAX is that high.
Chalice 5, be advised, hostile launch activity detected, bullseye 2, in position.
Set up the weapons. So that's the air-to-air, just 4 AMRAAM C variants. Then there is these harms and 2 JDAMs. Let's put power into them. And I'm ready for the mission. Let's set up some, let's say, some good warning bingo for me, like 4,000 feet, 4,000 pounds of fuel. Look at the camo. I'm using the original Falcon ears camo for the F-16. It's very nice looking, although not realistic, but well, not historical. But it's a very good job done on this F-16. Okay, let's make thumbnail from this. There are 2 Patriot batteries up north from our airfield, which is always welcome, always good. So maybe this Gwangju airfield will be protected until the end of this war, so I should be able to use it till the very end. So I'm in 18.6 or 18.7 thousand feet currently. Slowly reducing the climb rate just because I'm quite heavy. I can't climb like into the infinite altitude, so I have to stop at some point, and that point will be probably 22,000 feet. I'd like to be in this, at least in this altitude, but I'd like to accelerate also a little bit. I think that the speed something around 400 will be okay. So it depends on the altitude. I'd like to achieve like 400, and then I can climb until I maintain the 400 speed. I mean, like indicated airspeed, the ground speed will be much higher, so just the indicated airspeed in the more thicker air, so it's lower. Like for example, the indicated airspeed here is now 370, but when I switch it to the ground speed, comparing to the ground, I'm flying on 500 knots. That's the difference. Okay, a contact on my radar, 28,000, very far away, like 60 miles. Okay, it's a friendly. Just to mention how AMRAAM works, just for you, if you didn't know and you want to be more familiar with the AMRAAM, usually the AMRAAM is in a category like fire and forget weapon, right? So this is like, this is some kind of true, but not like exact true. It's not like 100% true. It's up to the missile basically, and it's only half true. So how AMRAAM works, so if I now select this target, for example, this which is flying in front into me in 28,000 feet, and I select the harm, you can see the harm range, or the target range, and the harm VES, basically, what is the weapon engagement zone, this long brackets here. So here is the speed in which we are closing to each other. So there is like, we are closing to each other with speed 730 knots, and these small arrows slowly moves down to this like weapon engagement zone. This is the max range. This is basically the min range of the weapon engagement zone. So if the target is very close to you, you are unable to fire your missile. It won't be able to turn to hit the target. And on the other side, if the target is far, far away from this weapon engagement zone, if you fire your arm, it won't be able to reach the target. So basically, it's a waste of the AMRAAM. What you want to do is to fire an AMRAAM within this weapon engagement zone and to maintain the lock. Like you can see here, it's currently A80. So that means that the AMRAAM will fly like 80 seconds to the target and then will able to reach it. And you would like to provide your locking and your data to the AMRAAM as long as possible until the AMRAAM will be able to see the target on his own radar. So each AMRAAM is carrying like very small but powerful single target track radar, which is able to lock onto one target and is able to provide the data to the control surfaces of the AMRAAM, and the AMRAAM can like maneuver or hit the target or be homed onto the target. So that's how AMRAAM works, and you have to provide the data to the AMRAAM until the own radar of the AMRAAM is able to see the target. If you are not providing the data, so if you lose the track or if you drop the lock, for example, the AMRAAM will still fly to the target. It's able to fly to its last known position, or it's able to basically calculate where the target should be in the impact. What should be the impact point from the last data which he received from the home aircraft, from the F-16, for example, and it's able to calculate the trajectory of the AMRAAM and of the target itself. So it's able to calculate the precise exact point, and it's heading towards this point. Once the target is again visible for the AMRAAM, it automatically switches to this AMRAAM radar, and it goes like its home missile for the proper target. But if the target changes his direction somehow, and it's able to dodge this AMRAAM, he basically without your data will go like into that impact point which was calculated, but the target might not be there because he changed the trajectory, so you are unable to hit it. So that's how AMRAAM works. On the other side, you can see that there is no just this weapon engagement zone like this left bracket here, but there is also this right bracket here, which means the bar. So that's the minimum abort range. And that means that if I fire my AMRAAM within this range, even if the target turns away and flies cold to me, like away from me at the full speed, he shouldn't be able to outfly the AMRAAM. So you are launching the AMRAAM very close. So the impulse from the engine of the AMRAAM will be powerful enough to hit the target, basically. Just because the air-to-air missiles burn very quickly, the engines I mean, it's just like, for example, the Sidewinder, just like 5 to 7 seconds impulse by the rocket engine. For the AMRAAM, it's probably like 15 seconds the burn time of the engine, and the missile is pretty much capable of reaching like 2,500 knots. But after the engine is like completely burnt off, the missile is just the glider, so you can defeat it by flying like cold from the enemy aircraft, for example. You can change your direction, you can maneuver your aircraft just to beam the missile like to the right, then to the left, and by every turn the missile has to make, it slightly reduces the energy or the speed of the AMRAAM. So on the other side, the target has the engine, so he can use he can refill the energy, he can rebuild the speed once again, but not the AMRAAM. Once he uses his engine, everything's burned, it's just the glider, so therefore you are able to defeat AMRAAMs or, I don't know, R-77s from the red side. So that's how you beat these missiles. Okay, let me check the situation with the AVAX.
Avenger 1-1. Request vector to
It's
threat.
very quiet
Avenger
here.
1, Sentry 4. It's pretty quiet right now.
Okay, it's pretty quiet right now. That's very suspicious for me. Usually if there is quiet, something terrible will happen.
Sentry 4. Be advised, hostile launch
But
activity
let's
detected.
use the
Bullseye 300, 80
time
miles.
compression. And meantime I was talking, I climbed it into 31,000 feet, which is
No shoot.
quite too much. And I'm very slow.
Hostile launch activity detected. Bullseye 355.
So let's reduce the altitude. I'd like to reduce the altitude. And this should be, or this could be, some hostile aircrafts. It's 25,000
Avenger 1-1.
feet.
Avenger 1-1. Sentry 4. Contact confirmed hostile.
Okay, that's the hostile. I can see two SA-3 missile systems on my HSD screen. This is the screen on my right MFD. This is the MFD, multifunctional display. And on that screen it says the HSD, which is the horizontal situation display. And I can see the situation which is in front of me, left, right, behind me, from top, from like bird view. So I can see the position of my aircraft, my wingmans, I can see my path, I can see my selected steer point, and I can see these two circles in the tree in the middle, so that means that there are like SA-3 launchers, and the circle represents the threat of the, or the threat circle of the SA-3. So it's the area where the SA-3 missiles might be able to hit you. I'm going to ignore this target. It's flying away from me. I'm going to turn slightly left, and now it turned to me, and it's MiG-29. Okay, so I was trying to ignore them, but they decided not to ignore me. Or do they? I don't know. Looks like they are watching their own business, so if they mind own business, I'm gonna mind my business. Where is my wingman? He's very close to me. Okay, he flew up over me somewhere. You know what? It's much faster, but okay, there he is. First of all, I'd like to use my wingman's harms against these SA-3s in the distance. So probably I'm going to ask my wingman to attack this SA-3 here, which may be a problem for us. It's going active. It's, as usual, it's covered with the search radar, so there is a search radar up just over the SA-3. It's typical for all the SAM systems.
Avenger 1-2. Attack target at bearing 355, 30 miles. 2, Wilco.
Okay, SA-11 just below us. So let's rejoin, let's fly away.
Rejoin formation.
They just switched the SA-11
Avenger 1-2. On my way.
and we are already in the circle, so let's fly away. And I'm going to ask my wingman to attack this SA-11, but I need to build some distance just to protect myself and just to protect my wingman as well. So let's fly away. It's somewhere in that, somewhere here on ground. Okay, I can't use my cursor. Okay.
Sentry 4. Avenger 1-1. Request vector to threat. Avenger 1. Sentry 4. Nearest threat. Bogey. Bearing 065, 35 miles. 25,000.
Okay. There are some bandits. What's the fuel state? 4,900. Okay, what is my bingo? 4,000. So okay, it's still enough. I'm gonna reduce it just not to be like nervous about it. So just set up to 300. That should be okay to still return home even from the target. So let's switch to the SA-11. I'm going to send my wingmen to attack this system here down below. There it is. Looks like it's currently off. I'm not sure whether he will be able to destroy this 11, but I hope so.
Avenger 1-2, attack target at bearing 025, 20 miles. 2, will go.
Going to wait for his Magnum message, just to recall him back. Come on, launch it, it's already in range. The AI is always waiting with the launch until the very last moment.
Sentry 4, be advised, hostile launch activity detected, bullseye 310, 120 miles.
Like he's well inside the circle. Looks like he's going to use his JDAM against this SA-11. Ah, right. That's the AI basically. If you put an harm and JDAM onto AI and ask to destroy some system, he decided to use the JDAM for that. And then he will fire the harms onto the ships. And I'm telling true, in my first mission he was hitting the ships with harms. Look at him. And if he drops both JDAMs on that single SA-11, what he is doing there, he's turning over the target. My mistake. Okay, my mistake. I tell him to drop. I was just going to select like rejoin. I pressed 8 to see him and okay. Let's go for the mission. I'm going to destroy this SA-11 on my way back, so let's continue towards the steer point 4, the AP point. I hope this SA-11 won't now shoot my wingman. So my wingman is Llama and I'm a bigger Llama that I tell him to drop his stores.
Sentry 4, Avenger 1-1. Request vector to threat. Avenger 1, Sentry 4. It's pretty quiet right now.
Okay, so from now on I'm the only one who is carrying the air-to-grounds. So all the heavy lifting will be done by me. And my wingman will be used as a air-to-air cover for me. So let's continue towards the proper steer point. Okay, contact in the distance, very far, far away, 18,000.
Avenger 1-1, declare. Avenger 1-1, Sentry 4, contact confirmed hostile.
Okay, just the hostile, no information about the type of the hostile. I can see the IP point on my hut, down below here. If I switch to steer point 5, where the target should be, so somewhere there is the harbor, and in that harbor there should be like 2 ships.
No shoot.
Okay, at least my wingman will save some fuel, just because he's very light now. There are some two circles here in the North Korea. Okay, it's SA-2 only, which is very old system, very easily to be defeated. Not such a threat like SA-3, for example, or definitely not something like SA-6, which is very, very threatful for me. Okay, let's check the air situation.
Avenger 1-1, request vector to threat. Avenger 1, Sentry 4, it's pretty quiet right now.
Okay, no threats in the air. There is like 23.5 miles to the target. I'll be there in 2 minutes 20 seconds, so let's prepare for the JDAM drop. Let's switch to the weapon mode. This. And somewhere in that harbor there should be my target, so let's zoom it out. So far I can't see the ships. Or maybe I can see them but can't recognize them. Probably this one here is a ship. One, and this second should be somewhere. Oh, there it is, like that's the second ship. Yeah, it's the target. So let's drop my... what I need to drop. So let's prepare these JDAMs. Yeah, that looks like a ship.
Avenger 1-2, request permission to engage.
What are you going to engage? Don't have any JDAM. So there are 2 ships, I can identify them positively now. So first, locked, going for the JDAM drop. and then I'm going to lock the second ship. So
Avenger, GBU released.
GBU released, and GBU released as well. Let's turn home. And hopefully these JDAMs will hit the targets. It shouldn't be any problem for the JDAM to hit such target, hopefully. Splash, splash, together with the building. I selected quite big JDAMs, so the mission target or the primary target has been destroyed. Let's head back home. And I'm going to destroy this SA-3 on my way back. It's always nice, always welcome when you can do something more in the campaign. For example, I was going for these SA-3s. Not SA-3s, for the ships. But in the meantime I can carry some harms instead of AMRAAMs, for example. So I could carry like 6 AMRAAMs instead of 4. But I've replaced them with harms just to be able to do something more, and that more is to clear up the way for some other flights which
Avenger 1-1, declare. Avenger 1-1, Sentry 4, contact confirmed hostile. ID is AN-24.
Okay, just some transport aircraft. So which is the most beautiful part of the dynamic campaign, that you are able to hit not even the primary target but also some other targets, and that will be helpful for other aircrafts which might fly, I don't know, maybe 1 hour later through this area, and they don't have to be attacked by this SA-3, for example. Or maybe I will fly here once and I don't need to take like 2 harms, just 1 harm, for example, just because this SA-3 will be already destroyed. So that's what I love the most on the dynamic campaign. So any additional target which you destroy will basically make your upcoming missions easier than it was before. So let's try to target this SA-3. Hopefully I won't be hitting that search radar. Okay, it's on currently. Proper lock. Arm is in the air. Love is in the air. Okay, it looks like the SA-3 is somewhere on that airfield. And also the search radar will be definitely on that airfield, so hopefully this harm goes for the SA-3, not for the search radar. I don't see the search radar. I don't know where it is. But looks like this harm goes for the proper target, which is this SA-3 radar here. Look at this beauty. Hit. So there is no more SA-3 in this area. Let's try to destroy that SA-11 as well.
Sentry 4, Avenger 1-1, request vector to threat. bearing 025, 50 miles, 30,000.
Okay, maybe I'm going to use this harm and then I'm going to turn to these MiG-29s. It should be a 4-ship formation, so I'd like to use my wingman to shoot down at least one enemy, and I will select the remaining 3 enemies. Let's switch the display back to 15 miles. Let's switch to the SMS page, the store management system, and there is the SA-11 completely covered with this search. Can't distinguish what is search, what is SA-11, so gonna fire anyway. And I do not want to be in that circle, so let's fly left. Hopefully this SA-11 will be switched off. Going to check my harm right now. Looks like he's going for the search radar. There's the S, or maybe not. Maybe he's going for some cabbage, I don't know. So there is the search radar, 1 and 2nd, and there is these SA-11. There are like 2 launchers.
Sentry 4, Avenger 1-1. Request vector to threat. Avenger 1, Sentry 4, nearest threat, MiG-29, bearing 100, 40 miles, 20,000.
100, 40 miles. That's him. 20,000, so that's MiG-29.
Sentry 4, Avenger 1-1. Declare. Avenger 1-1, Sentry 4, contact confirmed hostile. ID is MiG-29.
Okay, I'm going to regain the lock once again. So he's already in my weapon engagement zone, and it's like 4-ship formation, so I'm going to ask my wingman to attack.
Engage MiG-29, bearing 095, 30 miles, 19,000. Avenger 1-2, Avenger 1-1. Engage MiG-29, bearing 095, 30 miles, 19,000. 2, Wilco. 1, Fox 3 long.
Okay, so I'm going to launch my missiles.
Sentry 4, be advised, hostile bearing 345, 20 miles, 13,000.
So it's like 30 miles, 30 seconds until the AMRAAM will see or will be able to use his own radar just to see this MiG-29. I hope my wingman will fire his AMRAAM. So far he didn't do so.
2, Pitbull. 1, Pitbull.
Oh, it's already Pitbull, so let's... You attack this MiG.
1-2, Avenger 1-1. Engage MiG-29, bearing 090, 20 miles, 19,000.
Okay.
2, Wilco. 1, Fox 3 long.
Okay, there is a splash and a splash again.
Fox 3 long.
So 2 splashes. 2 has fired his AMRAAM as well. I've lost the track. Or what? Or not. But we are in SA-3 circle, so let's fly away. Hopefully that AMRAAM will find its target. It's going for it. Boom. And we are being attacked by the...
2, Sentry 4, Avenger 1-1. Declare. 2, Pitbull. Avenger 1-1, Sentry 4, Avenger 1-2, rejoin formation. Avenger 1-2,
Okay, a hit.
on my way. Avenger 1-2, request permission to engage.
I'm going to recall him back. He's just inside the SA-3, which will definitely be not very healthy for him. another group of MiG-29s.
Engage MiG-29, bearing 120, 20 miles, 27,000. 1, Fox 3 long. 2, engage defensive. Avenger 1, Sentry 4, be advised, hostiles bearing 025, 15 miles, 18,000. Avenger 1, Pitbull. 2, Wilco 1, Fox 3 medium. One, Pitbull.
Okay, let's fly away. My wingman is lost, basically. He's already dead. Okay, I should be able to destroy 2 MiGs, okay? They are down, but there are still 2 MiGs remaining. And they're going for my wingman as well, together with the SA-3. He's enjoying to be inside, and I've lost my wingman right now, so... As you can see, wingman, no messages for him, so let's fly away. I don't want to be here any longer. Ouch! And I was hit by some infra missile and another one. I was unable to eject. So sad that he wasn't going away from that SA-3 with me, and then he would be able to attack these MiG-29s and slightly reduce their number. So we were able to kill 6 MiGs together. Oh, not 6, just 5. Okay, he did hit only one of them. So MiG-29s 4 times hit, low blow fire can together destroyed. JDAMs hit both ships and destroyed also the warehouse. And he just damaged the last MiG-29. So that's it. The mission was a partial success. My rating was excellent, so I'm quite happy, but it would be ideal if this was like much better. Okay, I don't see a point to fly this seed mission. Look at this. Look at this, what is planned here. Such seed mission from here all the way basically to the Russian borders to destroy some system here. SA-5. Okay, so maybe I can fly this mission, but I'm gonna reconfigure it like completely like this. Like it's the steer point like this, just to avoid flying over the front line. Naval strike is up next, so it's a very easy mission. I'm gonna fly this seed mission. If they want this SA-5 to be destroyed, I'm going there, so let's put some fuel tanks onto my aircraft, let's put some arms, and let's take AMRAAMs with me. Okay, that's now it makes sense. So let's save this mission here. I'm going to fly it in my next video. This will be quite a long flight, but I will be using some time compression. As you can see, there is plenty of enemy aircrafts, and even over this Chinese sea or whatever it is. So we have to be careful. I don't see so many allied fighters in the air like the enemies, for example. So there is one F-16, there is another F-16 flight, another F-16 here, and it looks like that's all. And there is another F-16, right? So other than that, there's just some AWACS and tankers in the air. Okay, so let's save it once again. Takeoff time is 18:33. I'm in 17:32. So guys, thank you for watching this video. As always, have fun, take care, and bye.